went to a neighbour's. They've got a dog, same as ours. Well, similar. I'm not sure the make. It's like a Weimaraner, but it's chestnut brown. So we're going to drop them off some veg. So we've got some parsley, some mixed lettuce, some beautiful rainbow chard, some other white chard called Ford Hook, some spinach, some head lettuce there. What else have we got? We've got 2 bundles of radishes, beautiful French breakfast radish. Like you look at it. Baby greens, baby salad. These are all bags that we recycle, by the way, so every time they have veg from us they give us the bags back, which some of them looking a bit worse for wear now. But we're going to get some boxes so it makes it easy to put them in. Beautiful, beautiful spring onions, love them. The variety is Lilly and White Lisbon. And some baby leeks. I think that's it. So yeah, off to see the puppies. The absolute cutest. Tu veux un poisson? Oh. These are just amazing. Their eyes are not open. Les oreilles sont fermées. Their ears are closed also. Oh, okay. And here's their mummy, Jade. Enjoying the attention. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit, just for a few minutes, about growing basil. It's a really, really easy plant to grow. As we know, it is the absolute taste of summer. And it does need some heat to start though, so I'll just talk you through the stages, and hopefully you might be able to get a few tips from it. So the first stage is obviously to sow the basil, and it can be done in a couple of ways. You can sow lots of different varieties together. This is called multi-sowing, in basically like a nursery seed tray, if you like. This is quite an old one, and I'm just potting on the last of these plants in the corner here. You can see that when we started it, we had Genovese basil, lime basil, some more Genovese, and some red rubin, I think it was. Yeah, red rubin. A lot of these basil plants have already been pricked out, as you can see, so we've just got some remnants of the old ones there. So the ones that we haven't done so many of yet is the red rubin. So I'm going to take these out and pop them into to these pots here, these 9cm pots, just easy to pot on. But already out of this tray here, because we've got several basil seed starting succession starts going on. So we've got here, we've got dark opal, and we've also got red rubin, and the Genovese that I've just shown you have just come out of here. So it's a really easy process. It's simply taking one of these beautiful little Genovese plugs and popping them into this compost, and you simply make a hole. Your fingers are the best dibbers, by the way. Usually do this with gloves on. Pop it in and literally just firm the soil around it. It's as simple as that. Now, basil does not like to be too wet, so this is still a little seedling until it grows a little bit taller, perhaps maybe twice the height. You don't want to keep the soil too wet. I will give these an initial water just to bed them in, and then after that I'll probably try and leave it a couple of days depending on the weather, and just let it try and reach for the water and get its roots down, and it will become a stronger plant for that. So I'll carry on doing these. And then I'll take you to some older basil and show you basically where we've planted it into its final position. So here we have it, 20 Genovese basil plants all planted up, little seedlings still, ready to go back into the polytunnel, just on the staging. And then these will grow on, and basil isn't the quickest to grow to start off with. It does take a while to get to a decent sized plant. But once it's got 5 or 6 decent sized leaves on it, then you can, if the weather is okay, plant it out into place. 4 varieties here, I believe. We've got Thai basil there, we've got Genovese, we've got dark opal and ruby red, which look very similar. So they're at the stage where you can just about start planting those out. And then in the polytunnel, what we've been doing is we've been bringing on basil in these propagators, which they're not heated. We have one that can be heated. It hasn't been heated for weeks now because it's simply just too warm already. And then here is the basil. This was swapped over yesterday, just a few little plants that I just want to bring on a bit quicker. So it just acts as a secondary greenhouse, if you like. And before then, the basil was also in this staging as well. Then, once it's at size, you can actually plant it out. And this is what I was doing yesterday in another tunnel. So here is some basil waiting to be planted out. And basil is a great companion plant for tomatoes and peppers and aubergines. So this is some red rhubarb that we planted yesterday next to some tomatoes, some Thai basil, really good size, and then also some Genovese. So little small tomatoes just waiting in situ with their strings underneath them, now being accompanied by basil. And now the risk of frost is over, we also have some outdoor tomatoes, and we've started planting. You can just see over there we've got some tomatoes with the basil, and also some more here with the basil. Hey girls, you alright? Yeah, that water's been there all day, that's why it's got warm. Mummy forgot about it.
You forgot about it?
I forgot about it, yeah, but you can take that bottle if you want and go and put it, go and get some more water from the water filter in the house. Yeah? Yeah? What are you going to do with yourself this afternoon then? Have you been on your bikes?
Yeah.
You been up the Chateau road? No? Why don't you go and have a bit of a bike ride up the Chateau road then? Yeah? Well, it doesn't seem like a hard choice. Alright, well I'll catch you later then. So now we have the basil red rhubarb, which is here, and it's characterised by these green and purple leaves, which are just beautiful. As you can see, there's a massive clump here, so many plants, and I've simply separated them by teasing one away, and all you do is you just pull one away, and then you get a nice little plant with a nice little root system. And just prepped these by basically doing that. So you've got a nice root system coming away. Sometimes you'll pluck one off and it doesn't have many roots, so don't use that. It's just, you put them on in exactly the same way, give them a good watering. Don't put them back in direct sunlight for the first 24 hours. So I either keep them here in the potting shed, or I will put them in the polytunnel, but I'll put them on the floor next to the staging so it shades them a little bit. So we pop these on, give them a good water, and as I said, then leave them for 2 or 3 days at least without watering, so it gives them a chance to get their root system down into the pot. Hey Lil.
Hey.
I just want to say that I love the fact that you've coordinated your trainers
With the
with your
dress.
dress. Yeah, it's very good, very good.
And I think these are I think these are beetroot.
No, not quite. They're basil. You want to sniff one? They smell really good, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they smell a little bit aniseedy. Yeah, so we're now on to potting on the dark opal and red Reuben basil from the tray. Now the great thing about basil, it is the ultimate cut and come again plant. So whether it's outside or inside, once these are established, you'll simply cut the branches off and the leaves. You okay, darling? Use it in salad, use it to flavour pasta sauces, etc. And it will just carry on going for months. We will do another sowing, particularly of the Genovese, which is the most popular. Love that on tomato salads. Yeah, we'll get potting these on now. So there we have it, 100 more basil plants ready to go in the polytunnels to grow onto maturity. We've just given them a quick water. We'll put them, as we said earlier, in a little bit of a semi-shade. Just let them recover from transplanting for maybe 1 or 2 days. And then that's it. Growing basil is really easy. If you're not giving it a go, please do so. It offers so many rewards, and specifically once you've cultivated it once, it will last you all summer. You just snip off the top, and then it will branch out. So good luck with your growing. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments.